Hello, it's me, and I'm live. A couple minutes early today. That's just because I really happen to have everything ready early today. I know that's amazing, isn't it? That doesn't happen very often. But everything's ready. My floor is falling out from under me. Everything's ready, so I thought I'd jump on and start chit chatting a little bit while I'm waiting for people to get on. Nobody's on yet, so I'm just talking to myself. But I am live. I did double check that to make sure I wasn't talking to myself, with nobody there, or because I wasn't on, because I've done that before, if you remember. Uh, anyway, let's see. Today is the 9th of August. Tomorrow's hubby's birthday. So I was busy making him a birthday card, and I made some other birthday cards and did some stuff. I was working in my studio quite a bit today. Actually, quite a bit the last couple of days. I'm kind of excited because the Christmas stuff is coming in, and there was a pre-order, and I got to order some stuff, and that made me very happy. And it already came in. And then we had that stamp sale last month, and or was it? Yeah, it was this month. I don't know when it was anymore, but that stuff got really held up, and it just came in too. So I've got so many stamps to play with now. I don't know what to do. So while I was getting ready for tonight, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do, and I'm going through these things. And see, that's the one problem when you have a lot of stuff is you get it and you say, what should I do tonight? So here's the stack of new stamp sets that I got from the stamp sale. Okay, so these are out of the annual catalog, and there, I don't know if you can see it. I don't think you can see. Let me see if I can twist this over. Yeah, okay. The ones over the oops. Oh shoot. What have I done? There it is. Okay. The ones there with the green dots. Everything with a green dot. That is, oops, sorry guys. I'm gonna get you seasick. So everything with the green dot is out of the new Christmas catalog. That's all pre-order stuff. So anyway, what I landed on today is coffee with friends. And I don't know if you can see all the stuff I have here yet. I have Stampin' Blends, I have markers, and I have colored pencils. I have a water painter and an aqua painter all sitting here, or a water painter and a blender pen all sitting here waiting for tonight. We're going to play with color. We're going to do things with a whole bunch of different colors. And that's what tonight's going to be all about. So, let's see, what can we do? Oh, first, I need to tell you what's happening for the rest of the month. So, Warnersville Library already happened. That is the first Thursday. So, that'll be again in September on the 7th. Okay. I have from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock on Thursday, the 17th of August, the United Church of Christ of Robizonia. It's open to the public for a card class. Anybody's welcome. Then on August 23rd at the Robizonia Library at 1:30. Everybody's welcome to that too. Hi, Susie. Good to see you. Um, and that's it. Let's see. We have a team meeting on the 24th, but that's not everybody's concern, right? Hi, Carol. How are you? Let's see. So I wasn't live last week. What happened was I committed myself to a meeting, and it was at like 7 o'clock. Actually it started at 6 o'clock, And so I went, and then there was another one right after it at 7 o'clock. So I kind of really got stuck there, and I kind of could see the writing on the wall. I could see that it was going to happen. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to try taping the Facebook Live and see what happens. And apparently it worked out okay, because I got a notification that it was live on Facebook and on YouTube. So I was pretty happy with that. So then if I can't do a Wednesday night, I might be able to record it and do that again. And that's gonna work out pretty cool, I think, right? Okay, so let's get to it. Um, let's see, I got 3 people on so far. So last time when I didn't do the live, I had asked that you share the video. And I said that there was going to be a special drawing for anybody who shares. Well, not many people shared, but the ones that did, I put their name in and I pulled a name. And Carol, you are the winner. And last week I showed the Friendship Royalty stamp set, and we made this card, to the birthday queen, which I love that card. I really, really do like that card. And it was the Friendship Royalty stamp set. This is it there. Hi, Connie and Carol. You're the winner, and you win this stamp set. Yes, Carol is getting the Friendship Royalty stamp set. Carol, I know that you have a bunch of friends that are going to love getting cards made with this set, so you have to use it. I'm going to show you real quick once again the card I ended up with. And boy, I bet you can do this. I'll take a picture of it and give it to you if it will help. But you'll get this stamp set the next time I see you, which, oh, let's see, probably Rob is on. Yeah. So that's what, 2 weeks? Yeah, in 2 weeks. So I have your name on it, and I will get it to you then. And the next order of business is to pull a name, and I got Carol. I got your name. You are the lucky one tonight. So, okay, Carol, you win a card too, and that also will go next Thursday, or in 2 weeks on Thursday. Okay, so catalogs should be in the mail if you're not on my list. Okay, if you've bought more than $50 from me in the last 6 months, you received or should receive soon a Christmas catalog. If you don't get one in the next week or so, let me know and I will get one to you because I have some here. And I will bring them with me to my classes in case you haven't seen it yet to show it to you. So there, how's that? Let's see. Bonus days. If you bought anything last month, you got a $5 coupon for every $50 you spend. And that $5 coupon is good for the month of August. So if you want to order something, let me know or place your order and use your bonus days coupon codes that you received. Okay, I am going to get myself out of this picture and I am going to go move on with what we're doing. Tonight, what we're going to do, I have used this stamp set, Coffee with Friends, which I think this is a really neat stamp set for, girlfriends. It's encouraging. It's just, hey, how you doing? Let's get together, that kind of thing. And so I think it has a lot of purposes, but I like these open pieces like this for coloring. And so I'm going to show you a couple different ways to color things. And I know some of you know how to do this. And I know that some of you have already seen a lot of this stuff in the past. But I also know that I have some new people that have not. And speaking of new people, again, I told you last week to hit the button that says share at the bottom of your screen and share this video with anybody and everybody. You can put it out on everybody you know on Facebook. I don't care how you do it. Share it with your grandparents, share it with your aunt and uncle, share it with your brother and sister. But share it because I said before, my theory is that if you throw a cat 500 feet, it's going to land in somebody's lap that is a stamper that makes cards. And that person may really like to see these videos. So share and hope that somebody picks it up and I will grow my viewership and you can win a nice prize. Carol won the Friendship Royalty stamp set for sharing last week. So, coffee with friends. We are going to. Oh, this is also on YouTube, by the way. Everybody, in case you don't know it, if for some reason you miss a week, you don't see the video and you want to see it later, I do have a YouTube channel. It's just Annette Pearson. So you just do a search for Annette Pearson, and then I have all my videos are out there, and they're out there by date. So it's real easy to find. All right, here we go. Let's move on here. Now, the first card I want to do is with using blends. So we have our blends here. We have our markers. This is another medium that we are not really using too much tonight, but it's here in my. And then we have the colored pencils. We have a watercolor painter, and we have blender pens. I'm going to put those aside for now because I'm not using them on this card. I am using the blends on this card. So what I've done, I cut boho blue. My card base is boho blue. It's typical base size. I use the deckled rectangles dies to cut a misty moonlight with a bigger one, and then white with one of the smaller ones, so that they're kind of layered, like they look framed. Okay. Then we are going to just take the white one for now and put the rest aside. And we are going to fill her in with blends. Now, I decided she was wearing blue jeans. So I took, what do I have here? Light misty moonlight and dark misty moonlight and light night of navy. Those are the three colors I'm using for her blue jeans. I'm also using those for her flip-flops. So I'm going to start with the dark. Now the dark is only going to go wherever there's any kind of creases or anything like that. And like along the seam line of her jeans. A little broken up there. Around the cuff of her jeans. And around the pocket. I'm going to do her flip-flops right away with that. I don't know what that was about. Did you hear that? It was a very weird sound. Okay, so now I'm using the light misty moonlight for the jeans. This is a lot darker than I thought it was. And I did my sample and I thought, oh, that's way too dark. But then I left it go because I kind of decided I liked it. And that was when I pulled in the Night of Navy. I thought Misty Moonlight should be lighter than Night of Navy, but it turns out it's not. So I'm coloring in with the dark Misty Moonlight and the light Misty Moonlight. Then I'm taking the Night of Navy light And I'm just doing the cuffs and the pocket of her jeans. And I colored one flip flop and not the other. Then I did her shirt. I already put it away. Why did I do that? Okay. Calypso coral, light and dark calypso coral is how I did her shirt. So I'm gonna again start with the dark. I'm gonna highlight all the crevices and creases and things around her elbow, the back of her shirt at the bottom, anywhere that there would be shadows. And then I'm going to come back in with the light calypso coral and color everything in and kind of try to blend it. If you hurry with it, if you do it right away, you can usually blend that dark color right in with the light that it doesn't stand out quite as much. And I mean, it, it may not look it to you when you're doing it, but when it dries, you'll see it all kind of blends together and it doesn't look like a lot of lines. I know the first time I looked at it, I thought, well, it just looks like a lot of lines out there that instead of shading, it just, it didn't sit right. But after after it dries, it does look the way it's supposed to look. It looks really kind of neat. Can we bring it in closer? Well, let me try. How's that? Is that better? It shortens the this area, but that's okay for now, I guess, really. And it's a little bit clearer, right? Is that okay? Is that better? Okay, so I used light cinnamon cider for her hair, but I decided also to use some of this light wild wheat. Better, okay. I decided to do some light wild wheat to give her some highlights. Yeah, now I'm a hairdresser, right? So they have the hair kind of divided up all over the place anyway, so this works that you can do this. Okay, and then I took, and this was something I had a little bit of a hard time with on my sample, and hopefully I got it worked out. I think I do. I think I might have it worked out. But the skin tone, I'm using the 1000, which is supposed to be the lightest of the colors, and it's kind of a pinky almost. And I'm afraid it might be too pink. But on the last one, I used a darker shade and she looked orange, and I didn't like that at all. So then I used Color Lifter to lift it and tried another color, and it kind of looked a little muddy. I wasn't happy with it. So I thought, well, I'll try this one and see if I can. Yeah, that's better. I think it's better. It's just that you have a lot of skin with the legs. Actually, I'm gonna try. Let's see. I have some ivory here. I'm gonna try going over this with some ivory because I just think that's yeah, that does it. That fixes it. Better. Oh, thank you, Connie. Okay, so then I'm gonna just, I think she's sitting on some porch steps. So I'm gonna make the porch steps. I'm gonna use light smoky slate and dark smoky slate. And I'm gonna again start with the dark and just put like where the ledges look like they are on these steps to just kind of shade them a little bit. And then where there would be shadows, which would be like around where she's sitting. And then I'm going to take the light and I'm just going to go back through that. And I'm going to leave the edges real loose. When I say loose, what I mean is I'm not going to like make a straight line over here on the side to be the edge. I'm just going to color until I'm tired of coloring. We now just kind of fill it in. And going back to blend in those places where I made the dark. Just okay. Now that's everything except the cup. And the cup, I was using fresh freesia for the cup, just because I reached up and grabbed fresh freesia and said, "Yeah, that'd be a nice color for the cup." And so that's the color of the cup. And then you can stick a little bit of color in the top of the cup to, and that's that. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp. Sometimes you just need to reheat your coffee one more time and try again. Is that not a really true statement? Sometimes things just aren't working the way you want them to. And yeah, you just got to reheat the coffee and try again. And I'm going to put that right up here. So the trick with blends basically is it does. Some people start with the dark, some people start with the light. It doesn't really matter what you start with. You just got to blend them together. And if you work kind of fast with them, that works easier. So if you go over things like a second or third time, um, that makes it even blend more. So like her shirt, the light calypso coral, I'm going to take over it again just to really blend it in with the dark. And you'll see those lines will just go away. And it just leaves more of a blended color, which is the idea, which is why they're called blends. Okay, so that's that. And now I'm going to take my pieces. Like I said, I used deckled rectangles to cut her part, the white part, and to cut this. This is Misty Moonlight. This is boho blue on the base, and that's the typical base color. I glued these two pieces together first. Okay, then I stuck them on to the front with dimensionals. So how's everything going with you guys? Everything going good? I haven't talked to you for a little while. It seems like forever. I don't know. Just missing that 1 week feels like it just feels like a really long time. Okay, I'm also going to take, which I did not do on my sample, but I want to throw a little linen thread bow on this somewhere just because I just like the way they look. Put it up there in the corner. Grab a glove. Dots. Glue dots. If I can find my glue dots. Oh, they're over here holding up my glue. Hi, Barb. How are you? Hey, Barb, you're going to get a surprise in the mail this week. Well, it's not going to be a surprise because I'm telling you it's coming. I finally got to the post office and got your whole pile of stuff out to you. Susie, I still have a bunch of stuff I have to get to you, and we have to get together. We have to do that soon. So I will send you an email and we will talk about it. Okay, on the inside, I put "You've Got This," which is really tiny. I wish this was a little bit bigger. But it's not. And I think it kind of looks cute that way. And you put a little note in with it, keep your chin up, or whatever's happening in that person's life. Um, so the outside says sometimes you just have to reheat your coffee one more time and try again. And then on the inside it says, "You've got this." And I think that that's just an appropriate little message to send to a friend. Oh, you're welcome, Barb. Okay, so that's number one. Number two is going to be watercolor pencils, and it's going to be this one. Coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. Let's get together soon. So I start with a white base again, 8.5 by 5.5, 4 and a quarter. I took a piece of 4 by 5 and a quarter paper. I have this white paper cut to this size, like tons of it. Oh, you're gonna be a grandma. Congratulations, Barb. That's great. When is that gonna happen? She just found out, so you might not even know when she's due, but that's very cool. Definitely something to look forward to, right? Okay, I just cut another piece of linen thread. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. Okay, so I'm gonna take this is from the daisies off. It's that on the back, okay. And I thought it looked kind of like clouds, and I thought that was a pretty background. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue that on there right away. I also stamped, that's what I was saying. I stamped this on my 4x5 1/4 white cardstock that I have pre-cut. And then after I color it, because I don't know why, but after I color it, I'll cut it down and attach it. And I'm coloring this with watercolor pencils. Now, the purpose here, folks, is because I know that not everybody can afford to go out and buy 52 stamp pads. And we have 52 colors of ink going on here. And you can't afford to buy all the blends, or you can't afford to buy all the stamp pads. So there's other alternatives. There's things to do. If you have the blends, great, you use them. If you don't have the blends, 8.5 to 9 months. That's usually the way it works, isn't it, Barb? Well, that's kind of cool. Let's see, it's August, January, February, March, April. So April or May of next year. Ooh, nice in the spring, springtime baby. That'll be fun. That will be lots and lots of fun. Okay, so I have some colors here that I used. I did the bench in brown, and I know that uh, park benches often are green, but I did them in. I did. Oh wait, I have crushed curry here. Did I do crushed curry? Yes, I did. No, Cajun craze. That's what I want. Cajun craze, and I think early espresso, but I don't see that really. There it is. Okay, it was hiding out from me. So Cajun craze is what color I did the park bench, and I did the trim in dark brown, but I also did this girl's hair in Cajun craze, and I stuck some wild wheat in it just to, again, there were some highlights. And remember, when you're using these pencils, you don't have to be precise. You don't have to stay in the lines. You don't have to be straight and fill everything in. So you can be sloppy with these pencils, because the blender pen is going to take care of the whole mess. So I did that in Cajun Craze, and then I did these up and down slats in Early Espresso. And then I did their clothes in just weird. I just grabbed colors, like I was just kind of going to it with the different things, and oh, there I put a little crushed curry in her hair. And the other one, I did her hair completely in crushed curry just to make it look sort of blonde. The one thing I did have trouble with here again was skin tones, because there isn't really a very nice colored pencil in a skin tone. That's a shame. And I did her sneakers in red, and I did the other one's shirt in red. And then I went for the granny apple green for her top. Don't forget to get in between the slots there with that green. And then we gave her blue pants. Gave her green pants. So you get the idea. Just any colors you want. Go crazy. The bottom of her sneakers were almost red, and they would have been Louboutin sneakers. I don't think so. How would that be? Okay, and then I'm just going to scribble in the grass here. And if you really want to make it look authentic, you can throw in some brown spots in the grass over here and there. Maybe some of this crushed curry that makes it look, you know, like real grass. Now, for their skin, here's what I did. I started with Flirty Flamingo because it's the only pink color that I could find in the pencil box. So I did them pink first. And of course, now I don't press hard, I do it real super light. It looks ridiculous because they're very pink. So then I took the crushed curry and went over that again, really light. So now they're pinkish, tannish color. And when you use the blender pen, then it does actually kind of look the way it's supposed to look. So the next thing we're going to do after this is watercolor. And I'll tell you what, the watercolor came out pretty nice. I was really pretty glad, pretty happy with what I ended up with as far as the watercolor. Hope you are too. Okay, it looks like I have everything colored in here. So now I just take my blender pen. You're thinking that's March. Oh. Ooh. Well, that's a bummer. Although she's going to have to get insurance for the baby too. I guess, right? Okay, so if you're new to blender pens, here's the deal. This pen you just clean by rubbing it on paper. So when you go over your colors, it just puts all the color together and makes it look the way it should. But caution, you don't want to take, like, you go here on your red. Now, you don't want to go on the skin tone until you've cleaned the brush because the brush is going to pick up all that red. So it's almost like it's picking up paint. So, like here, I'm on the green and I'm going to stay on the green until I'm done with the green. Now I can, oops, and then I'm going to clean the brush. Then I'm going to come over here and go on this green. Different green. Don't mix the two up. I just tried to do that and it didn't work. Then you come over here and do the blue. And I'm going to do her shoes. Clean it and do these shoes. And clean her. Now I'm going to go back and get out all the skin tone. Got their arms. I want to get their legs. Okay, all the skin tone is good. And now this bottom piece is getting to be pretty dirty, so I don't think it really matters, but I'm going to go change. I'm going to use the other side. So now I'm going to do the park bench. And I did not color the top row there. So I'm just going to try and drag some of this color up there. And some of the spots where I missed when I was being sloppy. Yeah, I told you can be sloppy because you can fill it in. I love these. I love these pencils. They just work so nice. And I'm going to do my slats here, the pieces that hold it together. And then I'm going to do the grass. And you can see how that all blends together. That's it. Everything's done now. Can you see that pretty good? I think it looks pretty good. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put um, my greeting coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup, and I'm going to put it up here at the top. And I'm going to use early espresso. My early espresso is not very dark right now. I'm going to have to re-ink that. Ugh. Okay, I got a ghost up here and they bother me really badly. So, I'm going to do, I'm going to try to fix it. Oh, she can get insurance through her work. That's good, I guess. Okay, so what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to hide a goof. I don't even know if you can see it, but up here at the top, I get this line from the stamp. And of course, it's after the whole thing is colored. And so my options are to put that up top, which actually might be a happy accident. That might look better. Or put that up top. And I put my brown aside and put the punch on top so I couldn't see it. She has her own place now, right, Barb? I mean, she had a house. She's a house, right? So she's pretty situated, and that's a good thing. Okay, coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. I'm going to glue those together. Then I'm going to trim this down. I can move these aside because I'm done with them. I want to trim this down to 4 or less. Oh, it's going to be less than 4. 3.5, it looks like, is going to be a good measurement for it. And then what I did with it is I used this detailed trio punch, which has a corner rounder on the one corner. There are several of these corner rounders in different places. If you happen to have the old envelope punch, there's a quarter rounder on that. And I believe the detailed trio is still available. And then there was another one called Best Trio. Same deal. I'm pretty sure it's available yet. Yeah, that works. Okay. I just think that adds a little detail that just makes it look pretty. The round corners. Sometimes it just looks nice. Yeah, that's good. So, and is it close to you where she lives? Coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. Now, do I want to glue that down or do I want to put it on dimensionals? Of course, I want to put it on dimensionals. And again, I'm using the linen thread to just put a little, put that right up there. Find the glue dots, which I keep putting away. So what's everybody else up to with this summer? We got rid of our pool. We took it out. The liner was leaking, and we didn't want to go through putting in a new liner and everything. So that's gone. Somebody came and took it, and they took it to their house and put it back up. We had it for more than 20 years, so I think we got a lot of good use out of it. So I cannot complain. Okay, and I'm putting Let's Get Together on the inside because it says coffee with a friend is like happiness in a cup. So let's get together. And I just dropped a piece of paper in the stamp pad. There, okay, it's out. Okay, and we're going to glue that on. And I have one more card to show you, and this is the watercolor, and it's pretty neat. And I actually have it halfway done because there was an issue with the drying time. When I was doing the sample, I said, oh no, this is not going to dry. It's going to take forever. So I had to kind of move on. Okay, so that's the sample, and that's the finished one now. And I kind of like this one with the raised medallion thing there. I think that's kind of neat. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3 is this. Thinking of You and coffee too. Let's get together soon. Is that cute or what? Okay, this is a whole new technique. It's watercolor, and it's one of the easier ways of doing watercolor. First of all, I did use watercolor paper. Now, Stampin' Up! Has watercolor paper for sale, or you can get some at a craft store where you can get smaller quantities. I have a whole big pad of it that I got. I did not get from Stamping Up. I got it from an art store because I was also getting into doing watercolor. I was trying to do some watercolor cards. And this paper, this is from the set is Masterfully Made paper, and it's some very cool colors and designs and patterns. And I don't know if you can see some of these, some neat stuff going on with these papers, but I chose to just use that one print that's on the back of one of the really bizarre ones, and I think it's pretty. And this is the other side. In fact, I was debating which side I wanted to use, and I settled on this because the whole rest of the card is pretty much this color. So, what I did is I took my watercolor paper, and I'm going to show you another piece, I think. I think I have a piece here somewhere. Yep, here's one that I goofed for. Okay, so what I did, I took Blackberry Bliss and I took a block, an acrylic block. Don't need a big one, just a little one. Okay, take the acrylic block. Dip it in here so you get some ink on it. Okay, take your water paper and drip some water on it. And then swirl it around. And you take your piece. Now this is, oh, I cut it out, but I screwed it up when I cut it out. So this piece is no good, but this was how I did this, basically. The more water you add, the lighter it gets. You just kind of bring it in and swish it around on your paper, however dark or light you want it. Very wet, very watery, and let it dry. To clean your water painter, you just do the same thing you do with your blender brush, just dab it back and forth on your paper. So that's how I did this, and I let it dry. So there's the dry one. We're going to use the dry one, obviously. And then I'm going to use my Blackberry Bliss ink. I'm going to put this, okay, so you all saw how that was done. I took my Blackberry Bliss ink. I took the coffee stamp. So it's this one with the coffee and the croissants. And I stamped it with the Blackberry Bliss right there. And then I have the Thinking of You. And that's going to go there. Now, the way this works, you see, is the ink. When you take your water painter and you touch the edges of the ink where you have colored, you're going to get, okay, I'm not using this block anymore. I'm just going to close this up and get it out of the way before I stick my finger in it. I keep a paper towel handy because I want this a little bit dry now. So I mean it's wet, it's a water painter, but I don't want it dripping water. You like that, Connie? Is that the first you've seen it? That is how, and I know that they show you a lot of different ways to do it. That's how I do all of my watercoloring. I always do it with the block. They say that, and I've tried doing this, that if you turn your ink pad upside down and squeeze it, you'll get some ink inside the lid, which you do a little bit. You can see it there. And you can do the same thing there. You drip some water in it and swirl it around. Um, I have done that, but it kind of makes a mess in the ink pad. I prefer to do it on the block and then just wipe the block off, because it comes off really easily. So now I stamped this in the Blackberry Bliss. I'm taking my water painter right around the edge of the saucer, and it's grabbing that ink that I stamped it with, and it's pulling it out. And that's just what I wanted to do. And in between, I just kind of wipe it off on my paper towel. Now, I want a little bit more of this ink to go in the cup because in the saucer, because I want to make them that color. Okay, that's that. And I'm going to do the same thing back here with this cup. Just going along the edge and grabbing the color from the stamp and bring it in toward the middle a little bit. The more water you have, the lighter the color. And that is. So that's my cups. Now, for the croissants, I'm going to use pecan pie. And I'm going to just show you. See if that, yeah, okay, I got a little bit of paint in the lid here, and I'm going to work with that. Let's get these out of the way so I don't mess them up totally. So I'm going to get that paint, yeah, get that ink off the lid, and I'm just going to dab it. And you have to be careful here that you don't hit the stamp because the stamp is the blackberry, and you'll get your croissants will be purple. So you want to try and kind of stick with the brown. And I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit. Okay, so that's the croissants. And then wipe that out and close that up. And I'm going to grab my crumb cake. Now, I only want a teeny tiny little bit of crumb cake, and I want it in the middle here to look like the coffee. So all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to get a little bit of crumb cake on the edge of my painter. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to dab away. Just kind of dab it in here. I want to get my painter a little bit wet. I think it's a little too dry now. Back in here. There. And the final thing here is the spoon. The spoon, I think, should be silver. So I'm going to make it gray. I'm going to use gray granite. I'm going to do the same thing there. I'm just going to dab a little bit on the end of my painter. Take it in here and dab it away on the spoon. That spoon's going to kind of turn purple with gray in it. That's okay. And it's very abstract. It's not definitely not between lines, not really neat and in place, but I think it looks really great. I really like. Yeah, it makes a mess and it's hard to do. It doesn't always work that way. It's supposed to work that way, but it doesn't always work that way. Um, yeah, if you just dab the block and now the block is clean. Got everything off the block. Of course, now I put labels on my block so I have my name, my initials, and what the block is, the size. And if you use this side, the ink will get on there and never leave the label. And I do know that. Uh, I do know that from experience. So it's best not to use the side with the label. But yeah, that gets it off. It comes off with water, no problem. But I do like the abstractness of it. And I think that this background fits really well with that too. So what I'm going to just do is put on some dimensionals on the back and oops. So congratulations to Carol for winning the stamp set and the card this week. And Carol, if you're still there, you may be gone by now, but you could, if you are still there, you can pick which one you want. Um, as soon as I finish this, it's going to say thinking of you. And coffee too. Let's get together soon. And I got a shadow on the coffee too, so I'm going to do this again. I'm doing that a lot today. I don't know if it's the, I don't know what I'm doing. That I'm getting those all over the place. If it's the stamp set or what. Now it's crooked. Oh well. And then I'm going to just put this piece on the bottom. Okay, 3 ways to color. 3 ways to get color on your cards. Oh, I did not. I put a ribbon with, this is the last year's in colors. Um, Sweet sorbet, I guess this is. Yeah, sweet sorbet. It's like a metallic. I use that for the ribbon. The the colors of this are for the most part blackberry bliss, but this Sweet sorbet just fit. I just think it looks good. So that's my bow. Oh, you are still there, Carol. Okay, you don't care. Okay. Okay, so this is what we ended up with. We have Thinking of You and Coffee Too. We have Coffee with a Friend is like happiness in a cup. And we have Sometimes You Just Have to Reheat Your Coffee one more time and try again. Okay, those are our cards for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for sharing. Don't forget to share. Let me know if you like this video. Put some thumbs up or hearts or something if you like it. And join me next week again, 7 o'clock, 7:30 next Wednesday. See you then. Good night, all.